Hello and welcome. This is Kevin, also known as AWOL, and today we're doing the month review. So yeah, let's get into it. We started the month off with this one. So this is it's two braids coming down side by side, and what kind of makes it a little bit interesting and different is the middle row of knots keep alternating between which side has it. So typically when you put, like, essentially this is two bracelets. When you put two bracelets together, you get a small row in between it, and then it's usually a matter of deciding which colors get to be in that middle part. Sometimes it's a natural whatever, sometimes it's like this where it sort of bounces back and forth to try to keep it even. So that was kind of interesting. I had fun with the idea though too of putting the hot colors over here on the left and the cold colors on the right, which I think kind of gives it an interesting look and balance. So that was fun. That's what we started out with. I don't know any of these pattern numbers. They all came from BraceletBook, so you have to go back to the video. But this one was I flipped the uneven braid into a rainbow masterpiece. I don't know where I come up with these titles from. I get help. That's all I can say is I get help. So the next one is this. This is the one that's called "The Pattern Had Me Questioning Everything," which is absolutely true. Coming into this, I don't quite get, like, the orange and yellow make a shape, and even the green, but then the red's got like an extra bump out, and the purple has one. I was trying to figure out why and how and change it up and do something interesting with it, but in turn discovered that, yeah, it pretty much works out just kind of how the pattern intended, and it's sort of neat. Yeah, I definitely questioned it a lot and wasn't sure that this was even going to turn out nearly as nice as it did, but it turned out, and it's cool. And yeah, it really, I just had to do the whole pattern all the way down. There was no sense in trying to flip it. I don't think it would have looked as nearly as nice, basically. So yeah. So that was the second one. The third one, this one. So yeah, it's called the Rainbow Twist on something, I don't know. I put the thing up there with the actual finished bracelet so I could see which one it is, but it covers some of the words there. Oh, 14 string. Yeah. Love this bracelet. Love how one of the things I thought wouldn't work out is it goes yellow, orange, red, purple, blue, green, which is, in the sequence of the rainbow. But then I thought when it flips to go the other direction, it would be wrong. But no, it's purple, blue, green, yellow, orange, red. So it works out on both sides of this as keeping it to a rainbow and not making the colors get weird or whatever. And for me, that's like the ultimate. Like, it works like it should. So I love this one. I think this is probably my favorite out of the whole bunch. All right, next one. This was a candy stripe, making something with custom hearts or something. So the idea was that it's a fancy candy that basically puts in heart shapes, and to some extent, like on the screen, it might look a bit like it, but some of these look really boxy, and like this one, it's so much of a straight edge at the top of it. I'm not sure that the whole heart thing really comes across well. I think it would need to have another 2 or 4 more strings on it to be wide enough to really get the big heart to do it. But the gist is there. You kind of see it. I knew that the little diamondy ones wouldn't really look much like hearts, so I didn't add those in as well, and just kind of mixed it up and had fun with it, which is kind of what my whole channel is about, right? You might find a pattern that has an interesting point to it, and then making it your own by changing it up and eliminating parts you don't like or adding in parts you do. So hopefully that inspires some people to try it out. Yeah, it's kind of wide. It's a pretty big size bracelet compared to these other ones. All right, next one, zigzags and retro vibes and pattern frustrations. Yeah, this one This one here was definitely a challenge. It goes so straight for such a duration, and then you finally get the little candy stripe, and then it goes back to being straight again. Really kind of hard. I don't know if I liked doing this per se. I guess at the end of the day, the interesting part is it all turns out, it all works into a bracelet, and it's got an interesting look, an interesting vibe to it that yeah, I don't know. Also, I'm not a real big fan of putting like a string that just runs down the edge on the outside. It's a look, I get it. Maybe some people really like that. It's not as much fun. But there you go. That was a fun one. Zigzags and retro vibes. So there you go. The next one, this is twisting arrows and candy stripes. Yeah. So this one was a challenge. Basically, this is, I don't know if you can make them out. This is what the littlest hearts would have been like if we had actually made those in the other heart-shaped thing. To me, they don't really look much like hearts. They look like little arrows, but to each their own. If you think that's what it is, then so be it. That's what it is. But what's interesting is the arrows are pointing down up through this half and up through this half. And it wasn't really difficult to change it around or whatever, but I think it kind of makes it a little bit more interesting. If somebody's taking an extra close look, they might notice that, that's different. That's fun. That's makes it a little bit more unique. The whole rest of the pattern is still doing exactly the same thing. It's just a little inside arrows change. So I thought that was kind of fun. So this one was weird. This one's got off-centered diamonds, and then there's like a little row that just sort of runs along next to them. And then I flipped it, and yeah, that was definitely different. That was, I don't know. Because these are Blindsided Creations, they are meant to give me a challenge and be something different than I would normally do. And for that, I definitely say, yeah, that was definitely true. These were challenging, and it's really pretty. There is something about it that kind of draws your eyes in and makes it interesting. So, you know, and we tried it in two different directions to see whether or not one side was necessarily easier than the other. So that's always fun. Off-centered chaos or brilliant design. So this one's got like these big boxes in the center, smaller boxes to the side of it, and then these things coming in. Again, we have the cold colors off to the right and the hot colors to the left. But it really seems to mash them together because you've got the yellow and green together and the blue and orange and the red and purple together. So it really kind of mushes them together more. And yeah, and it switches in the middle, which again, I think that's kind of fun to try, see whether or not one side is particularly easier than the other. And yeah, it was a good learning experience. So that's that one. This is the off-centered chaos or brilliant design. Oh no, that's the other one. Wait, this is, did I name two the same? Yeah, whatever. Next one, I think I put down, so that one actually might be called something else, because I think I made a mistake when I put up my notes. Anyways, this one is centered, colorful, and just a bit chaotic. So this one's really neat. It barely uses all of the blues and the purple, but the red and, well, no, the orange and the yellow get used an awful lot. And it's really has some remnants of patterns that I have enjoyed doing, I just typically don't make this long of a section in the middle. And I'm pretty sure there's somebody out there that's absolutely going to love this bracelet. I know that, like, because there's 7 spaces here, that's kind of one of those numbers people gravitate towards. And then up here you have the number 8 on either side. So I think that, you know, if you're into auspicious numbers and you like that kind of thing, then this is a great one here. Definitely more my favorite kind of bracelets, where I can pretty much do this without having to look much at the pattern. So I love that one. And then the last one, pattern 8537 gets a wild makeover. So yeah, this one definitely changed up a lot. In the original, there would have been another color on the edges from either side. And then in the middle dot, I don't think you can you see that there are little holes? I guess maybe. They would have been alternating colors inside of where the little holes are. But by not putting it in there, it kind of adds to it. It kind of gives it a little bit more something. I don't know. I really like this one a lot too. But that's it. That was the whole month of June. Goodness, I can't wait to see what July is going to bring. So there you have it, guys. Thanks for watching. If there's any questions and stuff, let me know. All of these are, you know, obviously have a tutorial of me making the pattern and then making the bracelet itself. So if you're interested, you can check that out. And as always, don't get your strings in a bunch.